All right, and we're live. It's your boy, the Independent John, over here at Scorched Theory, brought to you by Scorched Cast. And today we got a little extra special episode. So I've been talking about wanting to have some guests on here, aside from our co-hosts Robbie and Garrett, as we all know and love. But I've been talking about wanting to get some guests on here and get some different points of view on different ranges of topics, and bring some questionnaires and do that sort of thing. So this guy right here, Jackie, or Randy Phucks. I'm sorry, that sounded really sensual. I didn't mean to get your pussy wet. uh, um, but yeah, this is my buddy Jackie, and he is another service industry nitwit, as I like to call myself. Anyway, not calling you dumb or anything, but we're kind of dumb. So without further ado, here's Jackie. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Where are you from? What's up?
Well, just to start out, man, like John, I just want you to know, man, I've been putting off listening to your podcast for a little while, just because I know we've talked for a few months about, maybe collaborating and doing something. I really appreciate you having me on. Um, Very excited to have this opportunity to kind of let my freak flag fly a little bit. You know what I mean? And getting back to the central Randy Fuck thing, like that's how you say it, baby. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Yeah,
I appreciate the honesty.
yeah, man. Like I grew up here in the South, man. Like I'm not very Southern, but I like to think that I like to get down and dirty in the South with the best of them, man. And you really touching on the service industry thing, calling us nitwits, man. We are fucking idiots. And
I Yeah.
listen, I am the big owner for that, man. And I've worked really hard in this industry since I started working in restaurants and bars at around the age of 14. And I've progressed and progressed and progressed to even to a point now where I classify myself as, a mixologist, and I like to be on top of my game and like try to be on top of my game, in the city that we live in, obviously. But at the same in the same notion, man, we are fucking nitwits. Like, and I love it, man. Like, and that's what makes me love the industry we work in, man. And that's why I respect, your other co-hosts, man, because I mean you guys really understand where I'm coming from with a lot of shit, because we bust our asses. And I've been busting my ass for a long time, but we still know how to fucking party and have fun. So
You got to keep it young. You got to keep it young.
yeah, man.
So you said you've been doing this since you were 14. So how old are you now?
27.
27. Okay. Well, I'm 26, so we're right there. I started doing this when I was 18. Was my first like restaurant job, and I started out hosting. Then I got into serving. I touched a little bit on bartending. I'm not. I wouldn't call myself a bartender. I mean, I know how to pour some beers and make some simple drinks, but I can't do. I mean, I've seen you make some masterpieces. Uh, but yeah, man, it takes a different breed. It really does to work in the service industry. And honestly, I feel like whether it's retail or restaurant work, I feel like everybody should do at least 6 months, at least minimum, in the service industry, in any of those things, because you got to know how to treat people, man. Because the amount of people that walk into a restaurant or into a gas station, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I mean, retail store, treat people like garbage.
Yeah, man. So like, it's funny you touch on that, man, because I'm not fascist by any means, but like here's the way. So, we have a draft for the military, and I think it would just be wonderful for this country to have like a hospitality draft where you have to serve your 6 months. That way, so when you're going into these bars and restaurants, or even, and like I lump in sales with like hospitality too. I lump it all into hospitality. I'm a hospitality worker. I'm not a bartender. I'm not a mixologist. I work in hospitality. And I'm very proud of that because I've come a long way. But like, I would love to see, you know, some of these average people that come in here and kind of treat hospitality workers like shit pull 6 months. And like, especially in a place like where you work and places where I work, and be like, well, so they can have some kind of perspective of the other side of what we deal with on a day-to-day basis. Because it's not an easy job. I mean, the cash flow is nice, but it's not an easy job because you have to wake up every morning. Like it's hard for me some days because I tell people all the time, man, I feel like I'm one of the best bartenders on the Grand Strand, but I hate bartending because every morning I have to put on a mask, and kind of not portray who I really am and just be a people pleaser. You know what I'm saying? So I really agree with you there, man. Like, just pull your 6 months and then come talk to me. You know what I mean?
I mean, and that's mostly, I feel like that's for people who don't consider the service industry, or you know what I'm saying, things like that. I mean, I feel like, and this is a good quote, I can't remember who said it. You treat the janitor with the same respect as the CEO.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you the people that come in and like, hey, how you doing? I want a sweet tea. Okay, as I was saying, I'm John. I'll
Yeah,
be taking care of you. Uh, like, damn, I don't even deserve a hello or a I'm thirsty.
that's like one of my pet peeves, man. Especially behind a bar, I'm like, "Hey, my name's Jackie," and like, I want water. Like, fuck you, bro.
Like, I'll just go fuck myself, I guess.
Fuck me. I'll go hide in this fucking car. Just let me know when you're ready to eat.
Or dude, when they fucking like whistle at you or like try to like dog call you, motherfucker,
Oh,
what?
can I make a specific point about that actually? Because I've worked in a lot of different environments. I've done dive bar bartending. I've worked in clubs. I do craft bartending. I've worked in higher end fine dining. Primarily, I started out in nightclubs, and my biggest pet peeve behind a bar in a nightclub is people that do this, snap, 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 or they whistle at you, and like as soon as someone starts doing it, I'm just like a dog on a mission. Like, hey yo, brate, don't fucking do that. That's putting you at the back of my fucking line. So
Has nobody ever heard don't fuck with the cook? Or don't fuck with you're fucking with somebody. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's laws preventing people from, and I would never do something to somebody's food or drink. But you don't fuck with people that feed you.
yeah, well, the movie Waiting is one of my favorite movies because they put it best, and I love Ryan Reynolds, and he says you don't fuck with the people that handle your food. So
That movie would have gotten canceled so fast
dude,
nowadays.
they in today's climate, absolutely. It's like the
I'm surprised they haven't gone after it already.
Tropic Thunder thing too, man. Like Robert Downey didn't get shit for doing blackface, but like in today's climate, like it would be like a huge fucking no no.
I don't know, man. I try not to talk about Tropic Thunder to people. I feel like I get weird looks for supporting it.
I'm not saying I support it, but I
I
mean
mean, it was fucking hysterical, man.
that fucking scene where they have Jack Black tied to a fucking tree, and he's like bummed
Classic.
his blonde hair just wanting heroin. Like
Classic.
that's fucking classic. I won't speak on anything else on the movie but that fucking scene alone has always lived in the back of my mind, fucking rent free.
Yeah, I feel like what the quote that lives in my mind rent free from like a corny movie is from SLC Punk. Only posers die, you fucking idiot.
Oh, you see, and that's touching on something because like that's I don't tell a lot of people this. That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Dude, Matthew Lillard is a legend for that movie.
Yeah, man. Chemicals, man, they'll fuck you up.
It's too bad the second one sucked dick.
It was corny. It was really fucking corny, but that nostalgia factor like hit me in certain points where I'm just like, yeah, this is pretty fucking bad. But fuck, man, Heroin Bob's talking from the grave, and I'm just here for it.
I mean, with a name like Heroin Bob,
Yeah, who
to
doesn't?
OD the first time you've ever done a drug.
Yeah. It's the ultimate And I'm a fan of the arts, man. It's like the ultimate irony, man. Like he ironically dies.
And
And
they waited all. Well, damn, we just spoiled the shit out of that.
I'm sorry for everybody that listens that hasn't
Well,
seen.
yo, that shit's fucking almost 30 years old. Like,
Yeah, dude. Like, go watch the fucking movie. I cried the first
you're
time,
behind, not me.
dude. I'm not a fucking. The first time I watched that movie because like I grew up playing punk, like hardcore punk, and the first time I watched that shit and Heroin Bob is like laying there comatose, I'm just like, there ain't no fucking way, man. And like Lillard's fucking that scene is so fucking phenomenal.
Dude, the fucking
It's
hair.
fucking raw.
The hair.
The hair too, man.
Dude, the 90s were a different fucking time, bro. I wasn't even alive for most of it, but I just look back at the media and the content and like what was going on back then.
I would sell my left nut to be born in like 85, 84, 85. So I would grow up in that era like that because I was born in 96 and like that era of like grunge or maybe like if I was born in 80, so like around 92, 93, I'm coming through my teenage years and see how that would have shaped me musically. But that just whole fucking I feel like even now today, like a lot of it's mojo. But that shit was so raw and fucking authentic,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, it was also, I mean, dude, speaking on the world, I mean, the world was different, but America was totally different.
Oh yeah.
Pre 9/11,
Yeah.
pre, I mean,
Did you still smoke on planes?
yeah, I'm
Dude, that
pretty sure you could. I mean, I remember smoking sections in restaurants and shit when I was growing up.
too, man. Like growing up, me and my parents used to go to this breakfast place at like 6 in the morning because my parents owned the bar. And we used to go to this breakfast place called Alex's House. And it'd be 8 in the morning and I'd order my fucking waffles and my mom and dad would be sitting there smoking a cigarette,
Chimney smoking.
getting fucking ready, you know what I mean? And like now I think about it now, it's like, damn, I do the same shit.
Yeah,
You
like,
always say like
see,
don't grow up to be your parents. But fuck if I didn't.
well, I remember hearing a statistic, and this is actually pretty crazy, that I can't remember how it was a while ago too, but it was like the percentage of how often kids pick up cigarettes if one or both parents smoke or no parents smoke.
Okay.
And dude, it's almost like 100%. Like I really feel like it was almost 100%. If both your parents smoke, you're gonna fucking smoke at least at one point in your life. You may quit one day, but
Yeah.
you're gonna fucking smoke.
And it's funny because they used to smoke with me in the car sometimes, man, which I know now is like bad. But
Oh, dude, the secondhand
oh,
smoke is ridiculous.
I can't breathe like a little pussy. I can't breathe.
Yeah, you have to suck that shit up, bro.
And now, like, dude, I've worked in clubs and like bars for so fucking long, bro. It's not like I've been cigarette free with, maybe have one or two a day here and there for about 3 months. But I used to dead ass go through like a pack and a half a fucking day, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, see, when I was drinking, I smoked. I feel like a lot more cigarettes, as far as I can remember. I don't really remember much. Um, I've definitely slowed. I know when I first quit drinking, I smoked a lot of cigarettes, but I've recently, within the past year, picked up cigar smoking. Um, and you don't inhale those. They're all just natural tobacco. There's no, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure they use
Yeah.
chemicals of some sort for pest control and stuff. But other than that, it's not like dude, cigarettes is hardly tobacco when you really look at what they're made of. It's like tobacco shavings with a bunch of just chemicals sprinkled on top.
Yeah, man.
Like, and that's the thing, dude. Nicotine in small doses is actually good for your brain. It releases dopamine, and it's like a neuro. I can't remember. Alex Huberman said it. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he said something. It was like a neuro link chemical of some sort, and
Yeah,
it basically helps stimulate your brain.
it's a huge fucking stimulant, man. It's the same thing
Yeah,
with caffeine because I don't drink coffee, but like I take like pre workout before my bar shifts sometimes. And people look at me like I'm fucking psychotic. I'm like, well, this is me replacing cigarettes.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean? Like, I'm
I could see that. I mean, I don't take pre-workout. I take like protein supplements and stuff.
well. Let me rephrase that. So I I really enjoyed energy drinks, and there's so much other shit and
Dude,
energy
I'm a Red Bull crackhead.
are bad for your body. And the pre-workout that I have now, like, doesn't even have like actual creatine in it. It's actually an organic pre-workout, so it's like a natural stimulant that's
Well,
organic.
creatine's natural too, though.
Well, yeah, but it drains your fucking body of water.
Yeah, that's why
And
you got to drink a lot of water, man.
I do my goddamn best, man. But when
And
you're
and you got to make sure you eat carbs. Carbs really help soak up and keep like help you retain water. And
but
like salt, like putting salt in your water.
my thing is, man, like I don't want all the extra shit. I just want that thing that'll, kind of keep me on that high where getting back to the service industry thing, when I'm balls deep in a service well and I have 20 tickets, you know, of 20 different drinks, gotta be that.
Oh yeah, you got to be fast, man.
Gotta be fast. Like,
Especially because your customer's right in your face.
yeah, man, I'm Ricky Bobby in this bitch.
Oh, I've seen you slang, man. I've seen you slang. We've definitely had some rough ones.
Well, I'll tell you right now, man, I get this from a lot of people I work with because I feel like we started off on the wrong foot because, like, when I'm at work, I'm a fucking dick.
Oh, dude, I straight up kind of wanted to punch you in the mouth when I first met you.
If I met me too, I would probably punch myself in the mouth.
Which I mean,
But that's just part of like who I am and like growing up in that industry. Like, I just want to get the fucking job done.
well, also you're used to such inconsistency. I mean, the revolving door of a restaurant, bro.
Uh,
It's like every restaurant I've been in, there's always that one fucking idiot. You're just like, are they gonna fire this dude? Like eventually. So I mean, I get being standoffish. I'm standoffish now.
yeah,
Like, and you don't work at the same place that I do anymore. But like new people when they come in, I try to chit chat with them as least as possible until I see that they can do what we do.
yeah. Well,
Because
you,
even at the restaurant that I work at, it's totally different than any restaurant.
yeah, takes a special type of like. We'll get back to the like a hospitality worker and work at that bar because of what it is. And I respect fucking people that work there that do it day in and day out, man. I really do.
Oh, dude. Sometimes, and I don't know. I guess I'm agnostic. I don't really know. I mean, like I've been definitely digging deeper into what God is, and not just like the Christian God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I don't want to, but like sometimes I just got to say a little prayer before I walk up in there. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to smoke another little bit of CBD. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And that's probably one of the main reasons. I mean, I've been contemplating quitting because it does make me complacent after a certain point. But like, if I do it in moderation, it does like stimulate me to get up and fucking do something,
Oh,
or
yeah.
like make me think a little bit differently.
Well, I'll say this, man. Especially the industry we work in, I found that people that work like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday consistently are a lot less happier than the motherfuckers that break that shit up.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's true.
So, and I try to find that balance even now, man, because like I'll work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I'll work two doubles on Saturday and Sunday, and I'll take Monday, Tuesday off, and I need it for my sanity, you know.
Yeah,
But it's all
yeah.
about balance, man.
Well, also, I mean, let's be honest here. Our generation has lived through some of the most stressful times in American history, in world history.
Do you think that's a component of like social media though?
Well, I definitely think that the
Because every
internet as a whole has boosted everything. Yeah, it's right in front of your face.
right in front of your face, because I couldn't imagine living in the fucking 60s or 70s, with the threat of fucking World War III, living through the Cold War. Like if
We're
we could take that time period, that strain that we had with the Soviet Union from that time, and put it in modern day with social media and phones. Oh, dude, I feel like our anxiety would be fucking 10 times worse, man. You know?
I mean, true, but they also didn't have the decades worth of poisoning and I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like the indoctrination or the dumbing down, the deliberate dumbing down of America, if you don't know what that is, it's definitely, in my opinion, undisputably true.
I wouldn't say it's so. The theory you're speaking on, I don't necessarily know offhand, but if I was to speak on it, I would say maybe not dumbing down is the appropriate word, but maybe like desensitizing. Like I definitely feel like
Well, that and that's a part of it too.
yeah,
But the dumbing down thing, I mean, think about the general education system and how closely related to the prison system.
ooh, that's a good one.
Like dude, the amount of they want a nation of workers,
You could
not thinkers.
corporate America though too, because school is like a 9 to 5.
Well, yeah, I'm school is supposed to get you ready to slave your life away.
Yeah,
And it's to get you ready for what they have planned. And if you don't know what they have planned, it's not good things. There's a big club and we're not in it.
yeah. You know,
Most of the world isn't in it.
I can agree with you there, man, and that's why I do my best to be as fucking weird as I can.
That's the thing, man. I feel like,
I think that's why people like me and you we work in hospitality because we refuse to conform to that kind of like system that they're trying to put us into.
well, I mean, I also got into drugs and alcohol at a very early time. So that kind of just leads you right to it.
Oh, dude, I paid $200 tonight and like go fucking score an 8 ball. Yeah, dude. My
Do
band,
you like to get fucked up and hate everyone?
yeah, because
Well, do I have a job for you?
well, because I was already working whenever I started playing music, and like my band members, obviously, same as fucking me, and I'm like, I started, working in a restaurant, and I'm like, I have easy money, so like being 17, 18, trying to like make it in this punk band, and I don't want to say it's because I want to be cool, man, but like my band members loved it when I would come over with a fucking like 24 rack and some weed or some like a little bit of coke, and I'm glad I'm out of that now. That's why I stopped playing music. But like, goddamn, is it a fucking segue? You know?
I mean, I feel like if we did a census type study of the service industry to customer service, period, and drug use or alcohol, some sort of substance abuse or mental issue, I feel like it'd be very obvious that they're correlated because it's like a lifestyle. I mean, you're going to work late, getting out late,
Fucking A.
you're serving. I mean, dude, bars are like, it's like a drugstore.
Yeah.
And everybody and that drug is pushed on every single it's in movies, commercials, fucking every advertisement you see ever has some sort of alcohol linked to it.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of advertisements we see on a daily basis, if I brought up the numbers right now, it would probably blow you away because it's in the tens of thousands every day.
I'm curious about percentages, and we probably should have like looked this up before we did this about, you know,
Well, that's the thing. I have this great thing called a computer.
oh, okay, check this thing out real quick. People that have worked in hospitality or the service industry from 1 to 2 years, what percentage of them have substance abuse issues versus people that have been in it from 2 to 10 years? And I guarantee you the difference in that number is astrofucking-nomical, man.
Okay, so I just looked up. So there's this article. This is on alcohol.org. So it's because, like drug use, it's a very broad term. So I just picked the first thing that I thought of because I don't know about you, but pretty much most of the people that I've ever worked with in the service industry
Drink.
were either alcoholics at one point or are currently. Um, so I'm looking into this.
Well, they always say, marijuana is the gateway drug. That is a fucking lie. Alcohol, in my opinion, is the biggest gateway drug.
I think that most of the time, generally speaking, and this is from my perspective, if you are a drug like alcoholism, usually you're born with. I feel like it's a chemical imbalance in your brain because like
I can see that.
anybody that isn't an alcoholic usually just rarely drinks, like doesn't even drink at all, I feel like.
I
Okay, so
exposure thing too, though, man. Like you could have those tendencies there, but if you're never exposed to it to a certain level, I
well,
don't.
everybody's exposed to alcohol, I feel like. I mean, it's
Well, you can be
everywhere.
like you don't that first drop. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying.
A high school party where you get fucked up and you're trying to like woo your high school crush. You know what I mean? Because it makes everything a little loosey. And I'm very uptight. You know what I mean? Even
Yeah.
even when I'm sober, I'm uptight. I'm uptight when I'm not sober.
Well, I mean, stress is usually the main factor that causes people to do drugs. It's to escape.
I appreciate that, John, because maybe I feel less of a dick now. So less like a dick. Anyways.
Why would you feel like a dick?
Oh, because dude, 100% I am. Love. I do what I want when I want. I'm on my own schedule. And
Okay, so
what you got?
so apparently, and this is from a diff because that other link led me nowhere. It was very broad. Um, but I guess from this study, which I'm looking in the damn, I didn't know this. The hospitality industry is the biggest employer of labor. As of 2020, 13.13 million people are employed within the sector.
You hear
And
that?
apparently 19.1% of those said employees engage in illicit drug use within a month.
19%?
Yeah, within the first month.
Oh, I was about to say we're fucking good, man.
um so and this says that 15% of workers in the hospitality industry, as in restaurant staff, suffer from alcohol related illnesses. 15%. I mean, I feel like that's just, well, because a lot of people don't admit they have a problem. And like a lot of people don't see it,
Yeah.
which I mean, I don't even know if we can trust statistics anymore half the time, man. They be bullshitting. Them fact checkers be coming in quick.
Well, you see, here, here, and here, you're not factoring in this, this, and this. And then at that point, I'm fucking confused.
Yeah, but like the thing is, who are these
Come
fact checkers? Who the fuck are those guys?
back. Dude, what? Show me,
Who gave them the fucking
show me your resume.
like? You're telling me I'm wrong. I don't even know you.
I just met you 20 minutes ago outside a fucking dive bar. And
Listen here, Zuckerberg.
who the fuck are you, Mark Zuckerberg?
Who the fuck is that guy?
I'll tell you, man, I love dive bar conversations though, because you never know what you'll fucking hear. Or what'll happen, man. Like,
Dude, oh man. the people that you see on a daily basis. And like people ask me all the time because I'm 4 days away from, or 4 or 5 days away from being a year clean off of alcohol.
Yeah.
And
Congratulations, by the way.
I appreciate that. Like people ask me, they're like, how do you wait tables in a high alcohol volume selling place and not drink? And like I get it to a point. Yeah, you spill some liquor on your stomach, it smells good, like whatever. Like I loved whiskey. That was my shit. I love smelling a good whiskey.
Yeah.
But I'm reminded every day of why I can't drink anymore. Because I can't be like those fucking morons you see.
Well, see, and that's the perfect attitude to have about it too, and it makes you stronger as a person that you have that attitude. Excuse me. And I'll allude to this, like I've been sober from substances for about 9 months now, and I still drink, but like you can even attest to this.
I
But
mean,
even though that I drink, I have the control that I don't want to be like that fucking asshole sitting in a bar every fucking night of the week showing my ass. Like I'd rather have a couple drinks at the house, like you like to do, smoke a cigar because I fucking love cigars, and I watch a lot of podcasts and I love to read, but I don't want to be that guy that goes out to a bar because I have to be around people or feel like I have to be included or be somewhere or be out somewhere to feel okay. You know?
yeah.
And that was my biggest thing for the longest time. And that's how I ended up like being like addicted to cocaine because it would always be like if I take this bump, I know that I'm a different me and I can be social. But I found now I don't need to be social. Fuck y'all. I love myself and I want to be by myself and I'm fucking fine that way. You know what I mean?
I feel like I did cocaine in the past because it was fun. It was a rush. It was
Yeah.
something you're not supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? And like,
It's like that little sneaky little thing you do in the corner that you feel like nobody sees.
yeah.
But
And
everybody.
like the people that do see it, they think it's cool
Yeah.
because they're doing it too. But
Yeah.
like, um, after a while, you start to realize it's not fun anymore. And it doesn't do what it used to do. Like you
I
stop going out and being social. You start hiding away more. You start
I can
getting
tell
real quiet.
I can tell you exactly when I knew when I needed to fucking stop. Right? And I'm sorry for interrupting you.
No, you're good. You're good.
Like even we would hang out in bars for a little while and then we would go home and we'd fucking be up doing blow until 10 in the morning. And then even the nights that she wasn't there, I would be doing the same shit where I'm doing so much that I get quiet.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it being quiet while on that. That's when it like snapped for me. I was like, this is a fucking problem because I only do this socially. Now I'm like
Reclusive.
reclusive on it
Yeah. Yeah.
because like now there's a dependency where even if I'm fucking playing video games, like, yeah,
You
man.
can't even focus on it, I
And
feel like.
I'm like, dude, like, I've got to fucking stop, man, because like when you're going to bed every day at 10, 11 in the fucking morning and
Or
you're,
sometimes not at all.
or yeah, dude, like that shit wears on you. Like I keep rags now because my face puffs out when I don't sleep enough,
Yeah.
you know? And I
I
just,
still don't sleep enough.
I still don't, but like I'm glad that I'm past that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I don't sleep. I mean, I have really bad like anxiety
Yeah,
and like I'm an overthinker and like so I'll lay in bed or like and another problem your phone. I mean like just looking at your phone, like they say that you should put your phone down or like like turn off TVs and shit like an hour before you go to bed because like it stimulates your brain and keeps you up.
yeah. I have to put my shit in a drawer.
Yeah. Yeah, like dude, like I'm really I sometimes I just want to throw the motherfucker away, but like you need it for everything.
It's fucking awful how dependent we are on our phones, man. Awful.
Dude, they didn't need to put a microchip in us. We hold it in our fucking pocket every day.
Exactly, dude. That's a good fucking point right there.
Oh, dude, you, I can't wait. So, since you held off on um watching the show, so many things. I mean, dude, there's so much that I talk about. Like even my TikTok, dude, I've gone viral on TikTok, um, for talking about what I believe to be the truth. And that's the thing, man. It's been really difficult to me. And I was just talking about this last night to somebody, and it's hard for me to find somebody like don't get me wrong, like I find plenty of people that have a lot of the same views as me. And like I'm like, okay, cool, I can accept this. We can talk, we can come together and do something about what's going on.
Yeah,
Because I don't know if you see it, but the world's pretty fucked up right now. And it's not looking very good.
yeah,
And we're being lied to. And so I find someone, like I watched the Sean Ryan show because he's an excellent interviewer. He lets people talk. He's a very articulate person, ex CIA, ex Navy SEAL. He's got credentials, and I think the format of the show is done properly. But like even him, and I'd love to sit down and have a chat with him because there are a lot of things that I agree on. But there's also things where I'm like, now hold on, hold on. You're falling into the same shit that we were just talking about. You can't like so many people, dude, they're like, oh yeah, man, the system's corrupt, the government's doing this and that. It's all Biden's fault. I'm
yeah.
like, hold the fuck up, man. This shit started a long time before
Well,
Biden.
that's why I choose to remain ignorant about it. And I'll be the first one to tell you, man. I do. I ignore it because it's too much, and I try to just find happiness, and
Well, and that's the thing, man. I just want to be the best I can be.
yeah, and like me not like harping on those things kind of helps me find that happiness. I know it's going on, but in the grand scheme of things, John, I mean, we're here on this earth for 80 years if we're lucky, you know, and I try to do everything I can to enjoy every moment of it, especially someone you should understand this being anxiety ridden because I am too. That's why I kind of operate that way, just because I don't want to wake up in the morning and have a panic attack because the country is falling. Like, bro, I'll go to Venezuela or Costa Rica and I'll disappear. But
That and
that's my
see,
that's not everybody's solution, but I can 10 bar in Costa Rica, bro.
yeah, and I don't know. I'm a patriot, man. I love the ideas. Not everything that this country was started on was right.
Absolutely.
We've definitely done terrible things with
Like
poor leadership.
what I just said, I do love our country.
Oh
I,
yeah, I wasn't saying that you
I
didn't.
well, I just want to put this out there for everybody. Um, I love my country.
Are you a fucking commie?
Um, interesting theories, but they never work for a reason. But like, I love this country, but like, I choose to believe that way just because for my own personal fucking sanity, because I'm a fucking crazy person.
I
You know?
mean, this is my viewpoint is that a lot of the things that we started with were good foundations,
Yeah,
but I feel like we've been construed and manipulated so far away from what we started at that it's like we went backwards.
yeah,
Like, and it's like we went in a whole different timeline that wasn't, which there's theories that this shit started back at the War of 1812, which that wasn't that long after we started. And they burned the White House down,
yeah.
which that's a whole conspiracy theory with the Rothschilds and the Federal Reserve banking cartel. Um, which is, I mean, the Federal Reserve didn't come till 1913, but I'm pretty sure the Rothschilds, which they weren't Rothschilds then, if the theory is correct, they were something with an O. It was a different
Yeah.
English name.
I'll speak on this, man. And this is my biggest flaw with American government that I that I think it's right in front of our faces that not a lot of people really talk about. So if you look back to ancient Rome, right? So Rome was originally a democracy, and when they started becoming more overpopulated, where it's you're getting population in the millions, and you're on a two-party system, that's when things started to fall apart because there's so many varying opinions everywhere at once. And I think we're dealing with the same issue now. My biggest, and this is why I choose not to get involved, because I don't believe in a two-party. I think there should be a third or fourth party. That way, so opinions everywhere are voiced appropriately. Does that make sense?
Well, and that's what.
The lesser of the two evils.
Well, and that's the thing. The two-party system was never supposed to exist. George Washington himself said that the two-party system will fall because two-party system is literally the illusion of choice. Because at first it worked a little bit because Republicans and Democrats were set in their ways,
Yeah,
which got reversed and looped back around. Republicans were whatever the fuck they want to say or whatever, that they
they put.
justified their shitty choice in world leaders.
Yeah,
But now both those sides are bought by the same people. You think about it. It doesn't matter who they put at the head of the ship. It's who has the money that drives the fucking boat.
I fucking hate campaign funds, man.
Oh, dude, I could go into I mean, we need a complete restructuring of how our government works and how much power they have because we've given them. And that's the thing. This wasn't just us. Because what have we voted in, or we've been eligible to vote for 2 elections now,
Yeah,
going on our third. So this has been decades on decades of just propagandized bullshit and corporate lobbying. I mean, dude, my honest opinion, man, is that there's no reason that there are less than 50 people or some crazy small number that have more money than the rest of us combined. And they own these companies and there's people starving and they're not making enough money and they're having to fucking sacrifice electricity for food. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there there's no reason why everybody's struggling as much. There is no inflation. We have a greed problem.
yeah,
There's no reason that corporations can buy private residencies and rent them out for 4 times what they're worth. There's no reason why do you have 6 vacation homes?
yeah.
What are we doing here? When is enough enough?
And we'll talk. And we'll touch this briefly because I don't want to get too in depth about it. Because I've read the Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx, right? And I am not a fucking communist. And communism on paper is a fantastic.
Oh, it looks great on paper.
But you dispute me on this, but the primary problem with every communist regime that there ever has been is there's always someone that gets greedy, which even happens now in our democratic society where there's one person in control. But I feel like if you had a communist party that's ruled by 20 different people with checks and balances, it works in theory, but it'll never fucking work that way. You know,
Absolute power absolutely corrupts.
it
The
always
Stockholm experiment proved that.
it always happens, and you've never had an actual experiment where power is actually divided equally, and it'll never fucking happen because that's human nature. We always want more.
Yeah, but I also feel like states have lost a lot of their rights. The
Yeah,
executive branch has gotten way too powerful with these lists of executive orders and shit written by presidents of decades. You know what I'm saying? This comes slowly. They've eased their way into it, trying not to disturb. I mean, because dude, everybody's asleep. Did you know that your TV, regardless if it's off or on, is projecting a frequency at all times, and even I think several hours after you unplug it,
yeah,
it's still radiating a signal that is going to your brain at all times at high frequencies that you can't hear with the naked ear. And what do you think that's doing to your brain and your thought process?
oh, melting it.
And then what about who owns the people that create the books in our school libraries? Ghislaine Maxwell's dad. his family owns a lot of the book companies, and they're linked to. I mean, dude, I can show you pictures of Ghislaine Maxwell and the Pope, the fucking Pope.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like this is where, like, you said we can go off to Venezuela, whatever. I can't sit around where someone like Jeffrey Epstein, who's so closely linked to these politicians and the Duke of England, whatever the fuck. What are we doing? Why are we not doing anything about this? Why is no presidential candidate bringing up the list? Why has no politician pressed for that list to be publicly released?
I think because they're
Because they're all in on it.
yeah.
You want to know how to get yourself out of jail? Put yourself at the head of the investigation.
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean,
And
Hillary's been
that's enough for me, right? I mean, we know, dude, there's no motherfucking way that dude killed himself in that prison cell.
no.
There is no, and Tucker Carlson said it on live television. He was strangled. There is no fucking way. And if anybody is okay living in a world that will let that fucking happen and not do anything about it, I don't want to fucking be here.
Yeah.
I want to fix it.
Man. You know,
We fucking revolution. Do we fought against Great Britain over fucking tea?
tea and taxes.
We got pedophiles and we're paying taxes to them.
Yeah, I fucking know, man.
Like, dude, I can't stress enough how I will not shut up about it. And if they fucking kill me for it, so be it.
I will say this though, man, because I do agree with you, and I'm not maybe as well educated on the subject as you, but if there is a revolution of fucking brewing, man, I'm here for it, 100%. Because growing up, man, like I just believe in freedom. That's my
Well,
big
dude, you like punk music, bro. That's half of the shit they were talking about.
anarchist, baby.
Like, I mean, now don't get me wrong, anarchy, I feel like
Total
it
bullshit.
would never work
Fuck no.
because people can't even put their fucking shopping carts back. Like, you think they're gonna fucking do things the right way?
Love that's how that's a medium how you can kind of like in a way judge a person's moral agenda.
You want to know how to judge someone's moral agenda? Take them to a fucking restaurant and see how they treat a server.
That's
Boom, we're right back to the service industry, baby. Look at what I just did there.
yeah. Dude, you're not fucking wrong though, man. But when the revolution starts, man, I'll be the first one to fucking be right there on the front lines, man.
I mean, I just and there's people that they're just okay with. I mean, COVID really showed a lot, and I don't want to discuss it too much because Spotify gets weird if I start talking about the jab and shit.
Yeah.
But first of all, they within 8 months of this virus, which has already been introduced to the American people and I think mostly the world back in the 80s. And you can look it up. They proved back then that vaccines don't work for coronavirus.
Yeah.
Yet 20, 30 years later, they're like 8 months in, hey, we got a vaccine. You need to take it. It'll save your life. With less than 1% of the population of the world dying from it.
Well,
And people were fine with it.
it goes back to because I remember there were numbers that came out at one point. I can't remember the exact number of the percentage of people that died from COVID, right? But they weren't taking in a like consideration of you know ulterior circumstances. Oh well, this person had extreme bronchitis, for example. So if they or like I read one fucking story at one point where someone had gotten in a car accident and they tested positive for COVID during their autopsy, and then they said, "Oh, they died from COVID."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was car accidents. Yep.
It's fucking inflating numbers, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and then
And you know who fucking suffered most from that shit?
the service industry.
We did.
Well, I mean, people lost their jobs.
Yeah, man.
Businesses went under. The working class people suffered.
Small business, man.
And guess what corporations did? They made record profits while simultaneously making record layoffs, and then they filed bankruptcy, and we paid for them to get out of it
Yeah, man. We bailed them the
with
fuck out.
our fucking tax dollars.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit, dude. It is.
If a government can profit off of war, profit off of disease, and profit off of chaos, they're gonna fucking cause it.
And see, this is why I say, like, maybe I'm not the most well versed in the subject, but like, it's shit like that that makes me fucking mad. Where if there is a fucking revolution brewing, like, I'm here for it. Like, you've got my fucking support because, like, I know there's shitty fucking shady shit going on, but when it comes to light and when like hands come to hands, like, I'm here for it. I,
That's the thing, man. It's a lot of work,
it is a lot of
and
fucking,
it's a lot of work that
a lot
the
of
few people that are awake
unifying, but all mainstream media tries to do is fucking.
divide,
That's
divide. Yeah.
it. They do it on purpose, man. They do.
Oh yeah, it's all well, and that's the thing, man. They stress us out. They make us scared. They pit us against each other. All the while, they're doing what they need to do for their agenda.
Yeah.
And these people, dude, they're all in the same golf clubs. They all go to the same fucking wineries. They all
They
fucking hang out on the same private
know
jet.
man.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
I
and
know
they all hang on the same private islands.
I know what goes on in those saunas, Hunter Biden.
I mean, dude, this is. I mean, and oh my god, dude, the delusion that hey, we're gonna arrest Donald Trump, which if he's guilty of everything they're trying to arrest him for, fucking throw away the key, whatever. I don't care. But Joe Biden is literally proven to be doing the same thing, even worse.
Obama was doing the same shit.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
I have some thoughts on Obama that
I will say this: the Trump thing with the porn star made me fucking laugh so goddamn hard. But who was it? Do you know who which porn star it was?
Stormy Daniels.
Yeah, I'm here for that, bro. Like you're
Well,
giving me Bill Clinton vibes, and Bill Clinton was a piece of shit too, but at least he could play saxophone.
fuck Bill Clinton.
Yeah,
Do you see my picture up there?
yeah.
That's Hillary Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein.
I would if I still smoked weed, I would smoke a doobie with Bill Clinton, man. I want to hear what he has to say.
I psych myself out until I do it. And once I get into it, I'm good. You know, it's like, dude, like we blinked and it's been an hour.
Yeah, and
We
see, that's been my biggest thing because I have like 3 or 4 friends because I want to do a comedy podcast so fucking bad with a
yeah.
friends where we just, and you can be included. I know you don't drink, um, and like I'll preface like, so one of my favorite podcasts right now is Bad Friends and Tiger Belly with Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would love to do something like that, and like the only thing that's been holding me back from doing it is like that stage fright thing.
Before we leave, what is the name of your band that you're in, dude? Like, I want to hear some fucking tunes.
So here's the thing with that, right? Um, this might take a couple minutes. So I've been out of playing with bands for about 5 years, man. I grew up playing punk music, and I've done a couple tours with a couple different bands. And back to the substance abuse thing, man. Like that's why I quit playing music. I can't really discuss the details of the band I'm in right now because
Okay.
it's still like a thing that we're trying to get together.
I respect that.
The first band that I actually put my first ever EP out with, um, the guitar player from that band is in this band.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully it's going to be some really fucking exciting. If you're into like crossover punk, like just makes you feel good, you want to party, like you want to punch something, you want to fuck something. That's kind of what we're going for,
Those are my default emotions.
dude. Same,
Fucking and punching.
fucking and punching. You,
Huh?
you ever watch the show Californication?
Oh yeah. Fucking
Fuck,
and punching.
it's fucking great. You'll love
Mm,
it.
yeah.
But from what I'm told, the band's going to be called Cut Deep. Um, but hopefully everything pans out because we all have busy schedules. You know, you get a bit older. I'm 27. They're a bit older than me. that we can actually put this fucking thing together because I'm
Oh,
actually
dude, yeah, life's busy, man.
back, baby, and like I'm feeling good. You see my bass up there on the wall. I've been rehearsing every fucking day. And
Hell yeah.
I want
Well,
to,
I'm excited to hear it.
but yeah,
Uh,
man.
but yeah, I think we're gonna call it a wrap, and we will definitely have you back on for a part two, hopefully in the next week or two. So,
And hey, man, I'm down, man. Just give me a call whenever, brother.
guys, here at ScorchedCast, we try to ignite the conversation. You're here with your boy, the Independent John, and Randy Fox.
There you got it.
Have a good night, guys.